Guys, feast your eyes on the Honda CR450 1981, the first production open class motocrosser that Honda ever made, based off the World Championship winning 450s ridden by Graham Noyce and Andre Malherbe. They really came on the scene with a bang. They didn't have a big bore before this, only had the 250. Let me give you a quick riding demo. Left side kick. Guys, before I throw it up on the stand, take a look at the frame rails on there. We always start with clean cases and an excellent frame. This is an excellent original frame on this bike. Still has the original 1981 frame plaque on the steering stem. And let me throw it up on the stand now and we'll give you a look around. Can you slide that over a little bit more? So the bike had a reputation right off Jump Street of being violently fast and really reliable. Cycle World tested this. They had in the magazine 52.3 horsepower at the crank, and they raced it in desert racing and motocross. Apparently they put 2,500 miles on it and they dismantled it, and they said the piston was in exceptionally good condition, which is a hallmark of the big bore air-cooled Hondas. Typically they run better when they're worn down a little bit because there's so much compression when they're brand new. They're hard to start and they're violently fast. So I always found that my big bore Hondas were a little easier to handle once the clutch started slipping a little bit, and the engine had some hours on it, but this one is factory fresh. We took it right down to the frame. This is the rarest of all the Honda big bore two-strokes. They only made this model 1 year, and it was a limited production first-year model. If you're lucky enough to get one, most of them were ridden into the ground. And if you're lucky enough to find one that has the original style front number plate, these are like complete unobtainium. Most of them are swapped out for the flat style. This was the hallmark, the calling card of this motorcycle. And also the red engine, the red engine, the red frame, it just really pops. About a foot of suspension travel front and rear, ProLink rear suspension, forward axle forks on the front. These are the original wheel set on this bike, original frame rails, original pegs. Most of the cycle parts, including the exhaust and the fuel tank on this, are the original parts. It was a good, clean, original Survivor that we started with. And then Wizard took it right down to the frame, and the frame was professionally repainted. The engine was repainted. Every piece of cosmetic part on the bike was repainted. And I want to grab the work order here so I don't forget everything, because it was a pretty extensive rebuild on the engine. The cases were split and inspected. There were no cracks, no welds or repairs done. He installed a new old stock, brand new shift drum, a new center shift fork, a new left shift fork, and a new fourth gear, all NOS OEM components. Then the crank was set to Ken O'Connor. This is real magic because most of the 450s and 500s would vibrate a lot, but Ken O'Connor is the guru of crank rebuilding, and everyone I've done that he's ridden vibrated a lot less than stock, because he not only rebuilds it, but he balances it and blueprints it with a new OEM rod kit and a new OEM rod bearing. So it's better than it was new. They didn't come balanced perfectly from the factory. The new piston, and this is a standard bore on this. It has the original bore, which was perfect. So and right in spec, so it was honed, and a new piston was put in it, a new wrist pin bearing, all new seals, every seal and every gasket, new crank seals, new shifter seal, new kicker seal, new base gasket, new head gasket, new clutch cover gasket, all new gaskets and seals. And the clutch was rebuilt with brand new OEM clutch plates and springs. It's got fresh Bel-Ray transmission oil in there. The carb was completely rebuilt. You can see with new drain lines, new fuel lines, brand new air filter. The original airbox is in mint shape. The original exhaust was restored and painted, and it's as nice as you'll ever find a 40. This bike's 45 years old, guys, so it's going to have a little patina on it. It's got a couple little dings in the pipe right here. There was a repair done on the front here and a small repair on the back, but it looks outstanding, and it's the original pipe and silencer, which is unheard of. You never find a 10-year-old ridden bike with the stock exhaust inside, let alone a 45-year-old one. So the engine is spectacular. This is the OEM HMK A5 exhaust pipe. It's in excellent condition. It has been restored. It has been repaired. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it's the nicest one I've seen in 30 years. They just don't exist. So the engine was completely restored and repainted and then installed into the refurbished and painted frame. The carb was adjusted and tuned, and we're running VP94 ethanol-free fuel mixed 40-to-1, and it smells spectacular. That's the original fuel tank on there. We restored the tank, we polished the tank, and it looks like it was clear coated. It's not. That's just polished. That's the original tank. It does have a little bit of patina on it, as you can see. There's a scratch in the front right here. It's not perfect, but to find an original tank in this shape is absolutely unheard of. They're just, most of them are like, turned to shades of white and just worn out and beat up. So going around the bike, starting at the front, you can see the brakes were rebuilt. The brake backing plate was repainted. It has a new Michelin Starcross front tire on there, tube and rim strip. The forks are rebuilt. The lowers are resurfaced. The fork boots are new. The fork seals are new. The oil is new. Brand new VMX. VMX Plastics makes the best, shiniest plastics on planet Earth. I think they're nicer than the originals. They're expensive, but I'm telling you, if you want the best plastics, you go with VMX. We never cut corners on our restorations. Brand new set of bars on here, Renthal bars with the Honda crossbar pad, new brake perch and lever and cable, new throttle tube, and new ODI grips. It's got a period correct Honda crossbar pad and a brand new kill switch. So the original saddle was recovered and with new foam, and it's absolutely perfect. The JT Racing USA sticker on there is period correct. That's on a VMX brand new rear fender, new side number plates. Steiger Design did the graphics kit on it, exact replicas of the originals. You can see the original ProLink swing arm is in excellent condition. The original brake stays in good shape. The original brake lever and the original pegs, which is usually the first thing to get destroyed on a race bike, is in good shape. The chain is a new gold chain. It's got a 54 tooth rear sprocket on it with maybe half an hour ride time total. Michelin rear tire matched the front. Starcross top of the line tire, tube and rim strip. The rear brakes were redone. When it was apart, all of the linkage bearings and seals and everything were serviced on the motorcycle and greased, including the steering head bearings. So typical, it's exactly what a race team would, like a factory HRC Honda would do to a bike in between every race. They take them totally apart and everything's gone through on it. So the bike has new wheel bearings. The rear shock was adjusted and set with 25 millimeter free sag. And it has new brake shoes in it. So some new hardware on it also, but overall, the original key and carb is intact and in beautiful condition and rebuilt. It starts good and it runs perfect as you'd expect. A Ken O'Connor balanced crank, balanced blueprinted crank with a new rod and all the crank bearings and seals, and Wizard tuned bike. This is Wizard's semi-retired. He works here 2 days a week now, so he's not here every day, but when he's here, he's working on a big bore two-stroke Honda 90% of the time. So that's kind of his specialty. So he's been doing these for 40 years. This one's spectacular. It's going up for sale. It will be gone on a New York 2nd. If you're watching this video a week from now, I promise you this thing will be sold. Why? Well, they don't make them anymore. They only made them 1 year. It was a World Championship winning replica model. This one's completely redone by us, and we stand by everything we sell. And yeah, it's just a super rare piece. So what does all this trickery, moto trickery cost? Well, a typical frame off restoration, this is a 75-hour job at $150 an hour. So you're looking at about $11,000 in labor and about $3,500 in parts. So it's about a $15,000 project to do a frame off on this, restore the plastics, the frame, everything. So it's not going to be cheap, but it's going to be worth it. And you'll have the only one on your block. 10 to 1, actually way more than 10 to 1, probably 100 to 1. I see CR500s over these because they made the CR500 from 85 until 2001 for 16 years. So definitely 100 to 1. This was made 1 year and they didn't introduce a lot of them to the States. So you see that the upper triple clamp is black. The lower is been vapor honed. That's the original finishes, black and silver. Just a stunning piece. Anyways, I'm probably rambling by now, but you get the idea. There won't be a nicer one than this for sale online today. Just give Junior a call and buy it if you even think you want to. And because if you wait, it'll be gone. And if you want to resell it, there'll be a half a dozen guys in line waiting to buy it. So it's an excellent investment. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.